I just now, as soon as you said, "Are we on now?" I'm like, "Quick, yes, we are."
Not every time, but most times you do this to me, and it's just.
Tell me how you really feel.
No.
Oh,
I'm not giving you that satisfaction.
come on. Tell me how you really feel.
No. Well, okay, here's how I really feel. One day I decided that there was too much evil in the world, and then I said, fuck this,
Mm.
I'm getting in my spaceship, and then I'm just gonna detonate all the bad tech I had on planet Earth, knowing in
Mm-hmm.
my heart that this was the right thing to do as I go to my home planet. Glacius Ending 3, ladies and gentlemen.
So you're insane. Gotcha. All right.
Glacius is insane. Glacius is insane.
No, it makes sense with Glacius because he's an alien.
Oh, okay.
He's
Just
an
because,
alien.
just because he's an alien does like, oh, fuck. Video
It's
game
what
logic.
aliens do. They blow
Bullshit.
planets up. I mean, come
Then
on,
how come
Marvin.
how come aliens haven't blown our planet up yet?
They haven't found us.
Yet.
They're really slow at this.
They're supposed to be advanced. Like way more advanced than us.
They're advanced at everything else except finding us. That's the hard part for them.
So are you saying that we are the universal champions of hide and seek?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, they just sit around all day and they're like, fuck, where are those earthlings?
Where the hell's Earth? We found them like a million years ago when there was no life on here, but like fuck, man. Millions of years ago, billions of years ago.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. I mean, I wouldn't lie to you about this too much.
Like the Big Bang just happened and it's just like, okay, one, two, three. No, we're not peeking. Four, five.
That's exactly how it went. They were there for it and they were like, okay, we'll give you a head start.
We'll
Give you a
give
head
you
start.
we'll give you we'll give you 1,000 light years to go hide.
We'll give you the best head start. Most amazing head start you've ever seen. I promise you. It's going to be an amazing head start.
All right. All right. I think it's time we started this show then. It is Super Reset Brothers for August the 25th, 2016. I am Tanner Larson. Over there, that guy, that's Patrick Breeden. He's not Glacius. I'm not Glacius either.
No, I don't think. If you looked a lot like Glacius,
That'd be hella weird.
that'd be hilariously ironic considering you come from the White North. It would just be like, see, I fucking told you.
Maybe that's why I've been playing Glacius more. It's just like, oh, this looks native to me. This looks like my people.
You feel a kindred spirit with it.
I feel a kindred spirit with Glacius.
It's like you like ice, I like
I
ice.
like ice. Buddy, pal, neighbor.
Where you been all this time?
He's been preparing for winter. All right. So we're not talking about Killer Instinct this go around. We're actually going to be talking about Mortal Kombat, specifically Mortal Kombat XL, because Ed Boon recently put out some news. Well, quote unquote news. It's news for Ed Boon, for fuck's sake. That Patrick, you and I have known stuff like this, like any other Mortal Kombat fan, that he's so cryptic that we don't know really what we're expecting. But the speculation is, according to a lot of people with an ear to the grapevine in the fighting game community, especially Maximilian, that this is probably going to be the PC fix for MKX, and they're just putting MKXL as the replacement for the PC version. It fixes most issues with PC. This allegedly is going to be worked by NetherRealm and or another third party for the PC version that is not High Voltage, because holy lord, High Voltage had 3 strikes with like WB Games, and I would not have even given them 3 chances, because they had Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 2011 or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Right.
They had, I think, Injustice as well.
Yes.
They also had Batman Arkham Knight. And
No.
no, that was a different company.
Yes.
Who's that?
Iron Galaxy.
Really? Iron Galaxy did that PC port?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did they nail Killer Instinct down to a T?
Obviously, they have their priorities in a certain area.
I suppose.
And it's not Arkham Knight.
Yeah, but goddamn, I thought for sure that High Voltage did that and MKX because both were just shoddy to shit. So now that Iron Galaxy, this is where we come full circle at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Iron Galaxy did season 2 and 3, possibly season 4, or likely going to be season 4, 99% sure, season 4 of Killer Instinct. What the fuck? Like, that blows my mind. How
Yeah.
you could go from the worst PC release since fucking Big Rigs Over the Road Racing to one of the greatest PC releases of Killer Instinct.
Oh, it's
It's
interesting.
day
but it
and night.
happened.
It's literally day and night difference.
Yeah. I'm not gonna argue with that at all. It is day and night difference, but in terms of it, they found a way to do that. And I'm still to this day scratching my head how you could be responsible for one of the worst PC releases in history, yet you still do something great with Killer Instinct. But I digress. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
And I don't want to go into details too much and start name dropping people, but I am aware of some people who were fired over that PC port at Iron Galaxy.
we were aware of some people who were fired at Iron Galaxy. Like I said, we're not going to name names because we're going to keep it classy, and we're not going to be like bashing any people on here. That's not what
Well,
we
not
do.
to mention, we don't know the full story, and we can't say
Right.
with certainty, yeah, it was totally this guy's fault.
Right, of course. But let's go back to Mortal Kombat XL, or more specifically in this case, Mortal Kombat X, where I bought into the PC version. You told me not to, and I was just not having it. I was like, I don't care. It's Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna get it anyway. And me and I think about 500,000 people got screwed out of their Mortal Kombat experience. The game was very broken, was very unplayable. So I'm hoping that this is a rebound chance, but I feel like it might be too late.
I'm not sure if it's too late, because the thing this tells me, and that's something I definitely want to talk about here, because everybody, doesn't want to move away from Mortal Kombat X yet. And we know Injustice 2 is on the way, but a lot of fans aren't really ready to let MKX, or MKXL, if you will, go. So there's been a lot of talk of a Combat Pack 3. A lot of talk about that. So, wouldn't it be perfect to introduce a fixed PC version of Mortal Kombat X with all 3 combat packs together?
That's the speculation that's going around right now, is that those packs, as well as a major overhaul to the PC version, are going to be in this MKXL package for the PC release. But for those who don't know what that pertains to exactly, what does MKXL offer that MKX doesn't?
In terms of that, the big thing with MKXL versus the original is it has Combat Pack 2, so you get all those characters. It has some other improvements they made over the game, including stage fatalities that were previously in it. Some different hot fixes in terms of like scaling in terms of characters and whatnot. And it introduced the online gameplay fix, which was, in my opinion, the most important part of the entire thing. The online was almost unplayable beforehand, but it's pretty damn good since. The only time I've run into any problems with it is if the person themselves have shit internet.
Yeah, Midway Chicago / NetherRealm has never been known for their net play and their net coding. It's been very laughable at best, with a lot of lag issues and a lot of connectivity issues. So I'm hoping that they have a better stable version with this go around, with MKXL, because from what it seems to be, that the console version just is by far and away better than it has been.
And I predicted it. simply because before the game came out, it was announced that Iron Galaxy was going to work on, not Iron Galaxy, excuse me, High Voltage was going to work on the PC version and the console version. At first, it was just the console version, and then like there were first rumors that they were also working on the PC version, and then confirmation that they were working on it. It was like, yeah, no, this isn't going to end well.
No.
And it didn't end well. I expected it the whole time and tried to tell everybody, you included, not to get that version.
Yeah, I should have listened. I should have listened a little bit harder. I'll say that I was hard of hearing.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But there were seemingly no other options for me for MKX or MKXL at that time because I did not have a PS4 anymore. I did not have a Xbox One, and the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions were never going to come out. That much I did know, that those generation of consoles were going to get left in the dust because there's no way that these can be handled for the performance that MKX really wants to deliver. So, go ahead.
No, that was just saying, right, you've got a point.
Right. But, so, it's weird to know that the PC version isn't exactly up to standards. Like, I feel like almost the PC version is what would have been on the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, which is very laughable at best. And the console versions, that's the one major factor that many people want to get a console is for stability issues. Because with PC, it was hardly ever an issue to begin with over the past 5 years, but recently, within the past 2, maybe 3 years, it's been a major issue with stability or anything really.
Plus, when you consider what would have been on Xbox 360 and PS3, because they had much more interactable stages. They put a lot of work and detail into the character models. The fatalities and everything. I'm not so certain that the console could have run the game. I'm honestly not certain Xbox 360 or PS3 could have run the game correctly. Maybe in 30 frames, but NetherRealm said right off the bat they're shooting for 60 frames, or the game's not going to play the way that they're expecting. It's not going to feel right. So why would you want a subpar piece of garbage like that?
And I don't know, I don't really buy that argument for the most part, because it's not a full 60, I don't think, with the PS4 or Xbox One versions. It's not a full 60 frames.
It's a full 60.
Really?
I promise you it's a full 60 frames. They even have all the frame data with each move, so you know what's going on.
All right, well, there you have it. Well, let's talk about what comes with these different packs. Do you know which characters are in MKXL as opposed to like what was originally released with MKX? I believe Leatherface is one, maybe Jason Voorhees, Alien.
No, you're mixing Combat Packs 1 and 2 up.
Okay.
So, in terms of it, what they did is, of course, in the first Combat Pack, they had a character like Predator, they had a horror character, Jason, and then they had 2 Mortal Kombat characters. And then in Combat Pack 2, they did something quite similar. So they had Predator in the first one. They introduced Alien as his counterpart in Combat Pack 2. They had Jason as the horror character. So for Combat Pack 2, they brought in Leatherface. And then they also, of course, had Bo' Rai Cho. So he was a Mortal Kombat character. And a lot of people have been like clamoring hardcore to have Sector and Cyrax back. So that's when NetherRealm went insane and created Triborg, which is Sector, Cyrax, Smoke, and Cyber Sub-Zero all in one character.
Yeah, that I did hear about, and that is, to see that character in action is just absolutely insane.
So Triborg sold me on it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, Alien and everything else, that's cool. Bo' Rai Cho's back, okay. As soon as I saw Triborg, I'm like, no way. No fucking way, dude.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely what sold me. And I didn't even know that Cyber Sub-Zero was part of it at first. I was sold on the 3 characters. And then I can't remember what event they were holding, but they were showing off Triborg, and then the guy who was showing it was like, let you in on something," and then he pressed some buttons and Cyber Sub-Zero popped up, and I think a lot of people were just like, "No way."
The minds are blowing.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
And then he's significantly worse than the MK9 version, but at least he's there.
Yeah. But how much did the MKXL cost on the consoles? Did it cost anything, or was it a free update?
XL?
Yeah.
No, it was like 20, $25, something like that.
Okay.
It was $19.99 is what it was.
All right.
Because the first combat pack was 25, so they made this one 20.
So, in my opinion, I feel like MKXL should be a free update for the PC version. Now, I know that's going to leave a lot of console players very upset, but think about it like this. We had to wait 2 or 3 years for a MKX PC fix.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like MKXL needs to be offered for free. Even if it's at a loss, out of the pocket. It needs to be offered for free if they want it for like a month and a half or whatever. Because to charge more money for a fix for something that they paid $50 to $60 for is absolutely insane.
Well, keep in mind the game's only been out for a year and a half. I thought you said like 2 to 3 years. No, not that long.
Almost 2 years.
It's been,
Which is
yeah.
this is a long lifespan.
It's still
for a
bad.
fight game.
It's still really, really bad. So I think we can agree on that. It's still bad. It's still unacceptable. It's still a slap in the face to the people who bought that version.
Yeah.
And that's why I would say you're right. They should get it for free.
Absolutely, they should get
They
it.
should. Yeah.
Because
I'm going to be the
if you're
person
if you're
saying,
gonna if you're gonna lay down $80 to finally play a game that you've been waiting a year and a half to play, almost 2 years, and the game is like almost on its like last legs, why would you lay that money down? Why? There's no
yeah.
point.
I mean, it's a pretty strong argument. I don't know if it's on its last legs, because like the thing that's supposed to come out and replace Mortal Kombat X is Injustice 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that was recently announced to release December of 2017.
Okay.
So we've got a long time before that game comes out. So I don't think MKX is on its last legs. I think, if anything, there will be a Combat Pack 3 overall. So in terms of it, you already had Combat Pack 1. I'm sure a lot of the PC players have already purchased it. Okay, fine. Great. Give them Combat Pack 2 for free, and maybe a discounted rate on the third pack.
That seems fair. I feel like they should give...
The discount is debatable, but, you know...
I feel like they should give Pack 3 for like $5 or $10. I feel like that's a fair price for finally waiting to finally play a game that you've been waiting to play for a year and a half, but you couldn't because it was so broken.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I'll agree simply because, in terms of it, worse has happened with EA and Assassin's Creed, and they gave away an entire game.
Yeah.
So going by that historical, way of fixing an issue like that, okay, I'll give that to you.
Because if they're not going to give any discounts, if they're not going to give anything away for free, PC players are going to move on to something else. They're not going to care about MKX anymore. They're just going to shove off. Because you have Overwatch. You have Killer Instinct. You have Street Fighter V. You have KOF 14 coming on the way. So what's the point of sticking with this fighting game on there? And I know Overwatch isn't a fighting game. I'm just saying it's a very popular PC game that, diverts attention away for MKXL.
Right. What you're saying is, when it comes to PC gaming, there's a lot of other choices.
There's a lot of other options. So
yeah,
what's the point if they're going to charge any more money?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of choices out there. And in terms of it, I still think that, competitive Mortal Kombat's still a thing. Mm-hmm. In terms of it, they recently just went to EVO. Alien won the whole thing. So if
Sonic Fox really good at the game.
Yeah, Sonic Fox didn't win, though.
Sonic Fox didn't win EVO?
I don't believe so.
I'm pretty sure he won EVO 2 times in a row.
I'd have to check and see, but I know
I'll
that
guarantee.
Alien.
I'll guarantee you, Sonic Fox won Evo this year.
I
I
know that he was
wholeheartedly
getting.
believe that I saw Sonic Fox coming back, like winning Evo after a reset bracket.
So let's
I'm
see. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's the one who pulled Alien out, but I know
yes.
that
Sonic Fox
he was getting hard countered.
Yep.
Okay, Sonic Fox did win. Excuse
Yep.
me. Either way, the thing I'm trying to say here is if you're wanting to know, what character to practice when you start playing MKXL, if you aren't there yet, start with Alien. You're going to have a lot of fun with him. Use
Alien.
Acidic. That's the good variation.
Alien is very top tier. That is for sure. Maybe Total Con as well.
Kotal Khan's got some really good stuff in terms of, like, if you're wanting to get, like, some anti-Aryan, and he's not, like, super, super hardcore in terms of, like, combo damage. But in terms of it, like, you can consistently hit a combo with him where it doesn't require you to do a whole fuck ton of button presses.
Right.
Like, if you're comboing with Melina or Katana, for example, be ready to remember a big-ass string in order to get something done. With Kotal Khan, not so much.
Yeah. I've also seen a lot of Aaron Black on the competitive scene. Is that a top tier character?
Aaron Black's been competitive since day one. That's the best answer I can give you. That character has speed, he has range, he has anti-air, he has just about everything you can think of. He's got different things where you can mix up high and low attacks. He's got a lot that you could want and a lot you could ask for. But in terms of it, as they keep, doing some fixes with the game, introducing new characters, he's still pretty high up there. But I don't know. After that win with Alien, I'm not sure.
So I'm wondering, are there any characters in the game that are just non-viable competitive wise? Like, is Devora a one that doesn't see a lot of competitive play?
Devora's fine.
Okay.
In terms of it, I cry when I say this. I don't think Reptile is very viable.
Oof.
And that was my
That's
main
your
MK9.
guy. That's your guy.
I know.
Oh no.
That hurts.
So-
That hurts me
so-
to say, but I think it's true.
So who do you play as then?
Kung Jin.
Ooh.
So Kung Jin, Bojutsu. Anybody who hasn't seen me play any of MK9 and you're interested in what I can do, just check out the previous episodes I've done of Mortal Sunday, and you'll see everything I can dish out there. And if you want to learn more about the game, I also talked about frame rates in terms of like blocking, punishing, all sorts of stuff I talked about on there. So it's
And
good stuff to check out.
I think you mean MKX, not MK9.
Yeah, if I said MK9. I meant X because in terms of it, I don't think they have a lot of frame rate data in 9. I don't think they have any at all.
MKIX is MK9.
Yeah. So with like frame rate data, if you want to know more about that and understanding what blocking and everything means on there, I did go through an explanation of that on the MKX Mortal Sunday stream. That way you can get a better idea. Or just really quickly, if you're just playing like, I don't want to watch the video, just tell me really quick. Negative blocking, bad. Positive blocking, good. Okay? Got it.
All right. Well, is there any new stages coming out of these packs? What other features are there other than new characters?
Well, Combat Pack 3, that's yet to be seen. Mortal Kombat... Why did I say that again? I think we know what game I'm talking about. Combat Pack 2 introduced the Pit.
Okay.
So the Pit is back.
And it looks
the Pit,
very reminiscent to its MK9 style.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It has the full animated characters in the background, so you still see Blaze fighting the character that everybody back in the day named Hornbuckle.
Buckle?
You've never heard of Hornbuckle?
No, I mean it's oh god. I knew about the characters in the back, but I didn't know they had names.
That's not his official name. That's what fans named him way long ago. I don't know why they called him Hornbuckle. It's the worst name ever.
That's one of the worst names I've ever heard. Might as well call him Hornswoggle.
Just as bad.
Just as bad.
Just as bad.
Really just as bad. So what's the other dude's name, not Hornbuckle?
Blaze.
Oh, Blaze. Okay, that's a better name. That's a much better name.
Yeah, Blaze was he was introduced in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, became very prominent in MK Armageddon.
Oh
Because
yeah, that's what I remember.
yeah, because the idea is kill Blaze and steal his power. So that's where everybody saw Blaze at first. Just a quick side note of MK history, since we're talking about that. In the Pit 2, Mortal Kombat 2, you'll see two guys in the background fighting. One guy is on fire. And I think the original idea was, he's a dude that's fighting and he got caught on fire. But he's still standing because, it's back in the day, that's what you had to work with. But everybody started, guessing who these characters were. Who's this guy that's on fire and still standing and fighting? Who's the guy fighting him? So they never really gave a name to the other guy, but for some reason they called this dude Hornbuckle.
Hornbuckle.
He's a
This
palette
is
swapped Liu Kang, is what he is.
the worst name ever.
He's a palette swapped Liu Kang in the background. He's wearing green pants. Who cares about this guy?
Who
But
cares?
in the end, the MK team did take the guy that was on fire, decided to put him in Deadly Alliance as a character, named him Blaze, and rest is history.
So in MK2, well, actually, MK2, was that released in 95 or 94?
94, I believe. I'd have to check
Okay.
again.
Because I thought, like, Cinder was kind of like a response in some way to Blaze, like that guy in the back, because a lot of people were talking about him. It just seemed very, like, relevant at that time. I was like, oh, 95, here's this guy on fire named Cinder.
The home port was 94 is what I was thinking of. Mortal
Okay.
Kombat 2 came out in 93.
Okay. So it might have been a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, and then in terms of, 93, something very important happened that year. September 13th, 1993. If you don't know what that is, you're not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
Yeah. But let's go and talk more about the MKXL. Let's not dive too much into the time machine here. But, golly, what else is there to talk about MKXL? Because I'm trying to think of what else is there with this game, because I've only really known the competitive scene of MKXL and MKX, basically. So I don't know too much about the details of what's going on with this.
Well, what I'm going to go into is who I would like to see in Combat Pack 3.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to talk about.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some speculation here. About,
Because in terms
Pack
of that,
3.
I almost guarantee you it's around the corner at this point. If they're going to start working and fixing the PC port, next is naturally going to be a new Combat Pack. So, in terms of it, who I would like to see. First and foremost, I'm going to go insane here a little bit. It's going to be the cheapest Combat Pack you could ask for. In terms of like $5, maybe $10. Why? Because it's going to consist of 3 characters who were in the last game. It's going to have, in terms of it, Rain, Sindel, and Baraka.
Yep.
And
Those are 3 characters that we haven't seen. That's odd to me. And
The
I didn't even
reason
think about
why-
it until now.
The reason why is they were all in story mode, doing like whatever. They weren't included in the actual game. And according to the story right now, Sindel is dead, and she is an undead minion of Quan Chi. So,
Wasn't she dead to begin with?
then she was resurrected, which allowed Shao Kahn
Okay,
to come
okay.
to Earthrealm, and then on and on. Yeah, I could go into the lore all day, but
I thought
in
she
terms
was
of
an
it-
undead the whole time, but
No.
she must have been resurrected. Okay.
No, she was resurrected, and that allowed him to cross the realms and cheat and be
Oh,
a
that's
cheating
right.
bastard.
That's right. Shao Kahn's a cheating bastard.
He is. He's a cheating bastard. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, he got killed because of that in MK9.
Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert, many years later,
Many years later. All
5
right.
years later. But in terms of it, yeah, it would be good to see those 3 back. They are all in story mode in MKX with single variations. Why not flesh out 2 other variations for each character and bring them back? I don't think that's that hard to ask for.
No, it's definitely not hard to ask for. Just to kind of twist the story just a little bit.
You don't even really need a story. Like, how does Jason Voorhees fit in this game? He just does. That's the
Just
answer.
does.
He just does. And
That's
then
that's the way guest characters work. Is
Man, I
that they're
don't wanna
just there.
I don't want to spoil it too much, but at the end, he really breaks bad on Liu Kang. So anybody hasn't seen
They
the
make
ending,
meth?
well, Jason's already got his mask on.
Okay, fair
Liu
enough.
Kang's got to go get his. Liu Kang comes up and he's like, Jason, we need to cook. Jason gets out the chef hat. Okay.
Okay. No, not that kind of cook. Oh,
But in terms of that, I would like to see those three come back.
Yes.
With like new variations and everything, because they were good characters. I think they would be great additions for MKX, and they'd be a lot of fun to play. Okay, so here's the fourth character in it, and this is going to be the character that people would actually shell out money for, because you didn't get this character in the last game. And this is going to be an all Mortal Kombat character pack. We're not going to have dumb guest characters or anything.
right.
Character number 4, Fujin. That's what we need.
Ooh.
Fujin was the other character. Besides Li Mei, I know Li Mei was in the story, but in terms of it's not time in the story for Li Mei to be relevant. In terms of it,
Fujin in a while.
yeah, Bo Raicho was in there, and his time to be relevant isn't quite there in the original timeline either, but they
I
said,
don't know
let's
if
bring
it's
Bo
ever
Raicho
his
in.
time to be relevant. Let's be honest.
He is Liu Kang's trainer.
Hey,
There is
we can
relevance
sweep
to
that under the rug. He's not anything. Let's move on. Let's talk about Fujin.
But Fujin, he was a relevant character right at the beginning of Mortal Kombat 4 because Raiden, became an Elder God and gave the title of Protector of Earthrealm to Fujin. And at that time, when Shinnok escaped, Raiden gave up his title, decided to fight. Fujin, still acting as Defender of Earthrealm and Protector of Earthrealm, also fought. But he still kept his status as that type of god. So, Fujin is shown in the story mode for MKX. For anybody who hasn't completed it yet, he helps Raiden. So, we already brought Bo Raicho in. It only makes sense to bring Fujin in next.
Yeah, that absolutely. And like I said, we haven't seen Fujin in quite some time in MK. I think the last time we saw him was in Armageddon.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yep.
I meant
Last
to say,
time was in Armageddon.
I meant to say Armageddon, but
Yeah.
just something in my throat. Anyway, that was really bad of me. It's one of those things that we just need to sweep under the rug, like Bo Raicho. This is never talk about Armageddon or Bo Raicho ever again.
You
But
have an unending hatred for Bo Raicho.
I just I hate him. I hate this character. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's just
It's
not
a
part
take
of-
on the Drunken Master thing.
all right. Whatever.
Okay, if they can steal material from Big Trouble in Little China, they can introduce a Drunken Master.
I'm not even worried about that. It's just he trained one of the main defenders of Earthrealm. I
Yeah,
don't believe it.
he trained the champion of Mortal Kombat.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I cannot be convinced one way or another that dumb fuck trained Liu Kang of all people. There's no way possible.
But he's the
There's
trainer
zero
of the
chance.
champion.
Zero.
He's the trainer of the champion.
That's like a fat man teaching Michael Phelps how to swim. That's impossible. That is literally impossible.
Well, I'm glad that you're comparing Liu Kang to Michael Phelps because I would agree.
It's true. It's pretty much relevant.
Liu Kang would win all of the gold medals in ass kicking.
Yeah, absolutely, he would. Except for against a 2-on-1 match between Quan Chi and Shang Tsung.
And a one-on-one match against a god.
That too, but
Another MK9 spoiler alert.
oh my goodness. All right. But bottom line is MKXL. Hopefully this will fix a lot of issues. Hopefully it's free, if not heavily discounted, for PC users. If it's not, then it's just going to be a waste of everyone's time.
I think it does need to be overall discounted pretty heavily.
Pretty heavily discounted if it's not going to be offered for free.
Yeah, pretty heavily, simply because there's some bad blood out there right now, And that's one thing we haven't talked about, and we'll just touch upon it really quick, is in terms of it with all the cryptic tweets and everything Ed Boon sent out. I mean, I love the guy. I think they're fun. But if you go in a subreddit like the Mortal Kombat subreddit, they're pretty upset about it.
Yeah.
They're not happy at all.
No.
I'm to the point where I've read people comparing him to Peter Molyneux, people saying that he's
Really?
a useless dick.
Really,
Yeah.
Peter Molyneux?
Yeah. Snake oil salesman, slimy insurance salesman. People are not happy with this guy.
Well, I can buy those last two, ironically, but like Peter Molyneux, I can't really compare Ed Boon to Peter Molyneux here. Let's be real.
I think people are just lashing out in
Yeah.
in anger. There's some emotional torment there because in terms of it, if you're a really big fan of a game, and somebody polishes a turd and hands it to you, you're going to be pretty upset.
Yeah.
So I don't fault them for the way they feel. I just wish they would settle down.
But
Settle down.
settle down. But here's the thing: is Ed Boon he delivers on what he says for the most part. Peter Molyneux overhypes things and doesn't really deliver on what he says.
Well, that's one thing somebody said because in terms of it, Ed Boon probably means well when he promises these things. Like, people are like, oh, well, he told Angry Joe straight to his face. By the way, nobody needs to tell Angry Joe any damn thing. Jesus. Anyway, so he told Angry Joe straight to his face that the PC version is going to be just as solid as the console games. And it didn't turn out that way. So people are like, oh, he's a liar. He's a snake oil salesman. How do you know that was him?
Because I thought at first NetherRealm made the PC port for MKX when that was clearly not the case. That was high voltage.
Yeah, and in terms of that, maybe the people who were above Ed Boon and cut his paychecks told him, yeah, that's nice, you thought that was going to happen. Here's what's really going to happen now.
Yeah, but it's we don't know the full story is what it is. We don't
Yeah.
know the full story about it.
And we
I
never
don't know
will.
I don't know if we ever will know the full story about it, to
I
be
doubt
honest.
it.
I highly
Because-
doubt it as well.
Yeah, I mean, why would you even need to talk about things like that? It's just, it's so irrelevant to the whole thing. It's like, well, shitty PC port doesn't mean you need to know every inner secret of the damn studio because that happened.
Right.
It sucks, sure, but come on.
Yeah. You just get a refund if
Yeah.
it doesn't deliver. That's
Yeah, if it's
that's
shitty,
one.
just get a refund.
Yeah.
That's
But
why Steam
hopefully-
introduced the policy.
Hopefully, MKXL is not going to be a shitty port and doesn't make it any shittier. Hopefully, it fixes a lot of issues. I'm sure, what's being heard around the grapevine is that it's going to fix a lot of things. So it would be a much needed change for this PC port that's been just broken beyond repairs from what we thought, and it needs to be heavily discounted if it's not going to be offered for free. That's the two things that we really agree on. If it's not going to be offered for free, which we think it should be, then it needs to be somewhere in the ballpark of 75% off or higher.
Yeah. In terms of a deep discount to bring more people in, because in terms of it, if the price is right, even the people who are swearing, I'll never touch it again, I'll never play Mortal Kombat, yeah, they will.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they will. Bring him, give them a decent enough discount, and they'll come back. It's been proven time and time again with Steam sales where people are buying a whole bunch of shit they never even touch. They'll
But-
be back.
Yeah, but if it doesn't happen off the bat, then it's just going to disappear into thin air.
Yeah, that's
People are going to divert their attention to something else, whether that's Overwatch or the new Call of Duty that's coming up, or Killer Instinct or KOF 14. There's plenty of different options on a PC that if you don't get it right the first time, or even if you're offered a second chance, if you don't get it right a second time, then
people are
you're
gonna
not
bail.
offered a third time.
Yeah, people are going to bail. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. And in terms of that, I'm sure I can't imagine how many really solid PC players or people who would be solid at this game are not able to play and go to Evo and things like that because they don't have a good platform to play it on.
Right.
You know, I think it's going to be good for the competitive scene too. So let's make this awesome and let's get this done.
Let's make MK great again.
Let's make it great again. You know what? You want your Liu Kang? I've got it. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be
You
the
see what
best
I've done
Liu
with
Kang. You've never seen a Liu Kang like this.
It's going to be amazing. You like the pit, I like the pit, and it's going to be in this game. It's going
gonna
to
be
be
deadly.
fantastic.
It's going to be deadly. It's going to be fantastic. So, this is just going to be a weekly shtick where we just imitate Donald Trump very poorly, isn't it?
Until he goes away.
Until he goes away. All right, fair enough. So this has been Super Reset Brothers for August the 25th, 2016. I'm Tanner Larson.
And I'm Patrick Breeden.
And this is the fatality for this week. And we'll be back resurrected next week. You have yourselves a good one.
You do a fatality on him and you leave me the fuck alone.
That is a good way to end it. That's a great way to end it.
I'm just fucking snorted.
That's fucking stupid. I love it.
For some reason, I channel my inner JonTron. I'm just like, you can do a fatality on him. You
can do a fatality on him. Or just don't do that to me.
You leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, so knock off Mufasa. Tell me that story again. And he does that, and he's like, what? Say it in my fucking face. Say it in my fucking face.
Oh,
I love that.
It's great.
In my opinion, he's not quite as funny as he was once upon a time, because, like, you gotta be, like, pretty drop-dead stupid to think most of his stuff is funny. But the beginning of that Disney knockoff video, holy shit, that was 2 home runs at once.
Yeah.
Damn, JonTron. Bring it down, son.
What about his Zoo Race review?
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh my god, go see his Zoo Race review, because there were people on Speedrun General who ran that game, and JonTron found things that they didn't find.
Really?
Yes. Like, at first I was shocked that people even speedran that fucking video game. But it was another thing, it's just like, oh, we didn't find this. How the fuck did you do it?
That's pretty amazing. So, like, his stuff is awesome. Anybody who hasn't seen Video Game Donkey, I fucking hate you. If you haven't seen him yet. I said it. I fucking hate you. If you haven't seen Video Game Donkey. Because what are you doing?
Papa John is a fraud.
I still, like, okay, I watch his Rust video over and over
This
again
is
because it's
arguably
fantastic.
his best video, if not the DayZ one.
Yeah, I love it. And in terms of that, I just sometimes wonder, like, if I'm playing, like, an MMO or something, if, like, I don't know, maybe somebody really likes Reset Press or Super Reset Brothers, finds me and just starts, like, chasing me around doing this crazy shit. I would like it for a little bit. I admit that. I admit that I would like it for a little bit.
No,
and afterwards,
no,
I'd be like, what the fuck?
motherfucker. No, no, no.
Be like, no, 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 motherfucker! I subscribe to you!
You can't kill me.
I'd be like, fuck, he's right. Shit.
Oh, shit. Give me your pants. Give me your other pants. I can't give you my other pants. Give me your other pants.
Turn off that Smash Mouth.
Turn off that fucking Smash Mouth.
Oh, that's what the quote was. Turn that fucking Smash Mouth off. And it just stops. He's like, that's it?
Thank you.
Oh,
John
fuck.
Cena.
Oh, yeah, they started mixing. It's like, oh, now with the John Cena.
Yep.
We could just quote this all day long, but I think we do have to end this at some point, I think. Or maybe, like, we should just start, like, starting shows in the middle of the day, just doing this random nonsense, and it's turning it back off when everybody's showing up, like, what?
Oh, my lord.
What, you don't think I would?
Oh, I know you would. I know you would. It's
That's a good answer, because otherwise I was going to do it.
You were gonna do it regardless.
I don't know what you're talking about. I win! The show's mine now! You're all my children! Or something. Hello, Tanner! How are you? Drinking Crystal Pepsi like a monster! Hello? How are you doing? You missed it.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
As soon as you walked away, I was like, yes! The show's mine now! You're all my children!
I heard it through the headset. I was like, I don't fuck. Oh,
Reference to Freddy Krueger, Mortal Kombat 9. It goes
Yeah.
with the show.
yeah, but
Yeah, perfect.
he was a shitty character in MK9.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter because the reference was spot on.
The reference is spot on, but it could have been better.
Could have been. I don't get paid for this shit. I don't get paid to be funny. What do I look like, JonTron? Oh, wait, he doesn't either. Whoops! Who said that?
You fucking asshole. Oh my god.
JonTron, if you're watching this, I just gotta say I love you.
You fucking.
He's not fucking watching this. He might! He might stumble upon it and be like, why are these two so fucking retarded? Be like, because we watched a show once.
It's an influence.
Okay, we gotta get out of here now.
Alright.
Okay, so, show up again next week. We love you. I love you. I don't know how he feels. He probably hates you. That's how he feels about it. Go Jets. Go Jets. Till they lose.